Hey everybody, welcome back. I got a super affordable tent for you today, and that is the Austrian military pup tent. Alright everybody, welcome back. So this is the Austrian military pup tent. Now there are some irregularities with the one you're seeing here in front of you as compared to some that I've seen online for sale. This is just how it happened to come to me. You have to remember these are surplus. They won't always come with the correct parts, but they'll come with parts that work just as well. Case in point, the tent poles. They are not the correct ones. They did come in a package when I set this up last week sometime. They came in a package that looks like this. They aren't the right ones. The right ones are a little bit smaller, and they're actually cut in half, so you can stuff them inside the bag. These will have to be outside of the bag. If I ever can find some that break down to the correct size, maybe we'll change them out. But that said, they are a really, really affordable, economical tent and shelter for you, and they can be used similar to the USGI military shelter halves. You can set them up as a half or as a entire pup tent. Now what we're going to do today is I'm going to set it up as an entire pup tent. Another thing I noticed about these, and they will come with all sorts of stakes you can imagine. The stakes in this one happen to be the USGI military stakes for the shelter half. The orange ones. But they'll work. So I'm not really concerned about that. The price on this was $24, and it includes both halves and the stakes. And the poles. So it's really not a bad deal. It is a lot lighter than the shelter halves from the United States. That's a heavy canvas one. This is a very lightweight, kind of plasticky, I don't know if you call it polyester kind of feeling, with a plastic lining on the inside. So it probably, stands to reason, would be fairly waterproof. It's complete with two halves. They button together from the top, two poles, and the military stakes are set up for you, so you just put them out. You got nylon pouches here, so it makes it nice and easy to transport. Each half is 63 inches by 47 inches, and it will sleep two. It is, like I said, much lighter than the U.S. canvas pup tent, and it's pretty easy to set up. I set it up once before. It was fairly simple to do. You can see, that is just super light. So what I eventually want to do is get rid of these stakes and buy some aluminum lightweight stakes, although these are fairly lightweight. The little thin ones that you can get at Walmart for like 67 cents each. I want to get 8 of those for each one. I want to get the stakes a little bit lighter and smaller to make it a little more compact. These are fairly light, like I said, but I want to get the smaller ones. And eventually, I'd like to find the correct tent poles. These will do for now. And I'd also like to get a bag where everything goes in one. This and this, plus these stakes, plus those stakes, won't fit all in one bag. It'll be a really tight squeeze. So eventually what I'd like to do is make this into a little bit of a more compact kit and a little bit lighter by getting rid of these big monstrous things. Now inside also you will find a guy line. I don't know if this is the short or the long one. Short one's for the front. This is the longer one for the back. You don't really need to put these out if you put your tent up good enough, but we will be using them today just to put the tent up, just to make sure it's nice and windproof. So that's pretty much it for the explanation of it. It's fairly simple. What you're going to do is you're going to match up the eyelets on the shelter half on each side. You're going to put both halves next to each other. You're going to match up the eyelets. You're going to button it. And these do have buttons similar to, let me show you this one. This right here. They will button together. And you're going to button those two together. Put the flap over the top so it's waterproof. You're going to do the same on the other side. And you're going to just pop the tent poles in there. So we're going to try and set it up out front here. I set it up once before for an overnight. It seemed to work very, very well. Now these will be a little sticky, a little smelly with surplus, that surplus kind of smell. I happen to like the smell. Some people hate it. I did notice when I first took these apart, the inside where it's rubbery was kind of stuck together as if there was some kind of rubber glue in there or something. However, once you take them apart and let them sit out, like I took this apart and I thought, uh-oh, I'm in trouble. I don't have a tent for the night. But I took it apart, let it sit out for 5 minutes, used it for the night, packed it back up, and this thing was absolutely perfect. There was no more stickiness to it, so I suspect it was from the years of it being folded down and compressed really tightly in a bag, and the plastic just kind of stuck to itself. So really no issues. There was nothing, there's no residue, there's no any kind of mold or anything like that. It was just sticky from sitting together so long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these outside, and I'll walk you through kind of step by step how you set it up. We're going to start off by putting them side by side and buttoning them together. So let me grab a room out there and get outside. All right, so I got them laid out side by side. I'm going to move you in a little closer to show you how the buttons work, but it's fairly simple. You're just going to be buttoning one into the other. Then I'm going to stake one side out, put my poles in, stake the other side out to get it even. It will be really good. So let me move you in close and show you how they button together. All right, so it's pretty simple. We're just going to button them up. And I was going to do it another way, but I think this will work. I have to work around the camera here so I don't bump it. And you're just going to run these buttons across like that and make sure that flap is fully folded over. You see how that works. And you could do it either way. And you can see how this could be used as just a shelter half. And you could put your tent poles on either side here. This is your hole here where you're going to be putting these together. So you want to line these up together and run it through together. So that's it. All right, so I got them all buttoned up. Just button one on the inside, one on the outside, like that. Now I'm going to put some stakes on the side here. Now the reason I'm doing that, I don't know if it's the correct way or not, and if somebody knows this tent very well, maybe they can correct me. The reason I'm doing that is when I set this up alone last time, it made it easier to put the stakes in and have a little bit more of a support, because this side was pulled taut, and this side over here just had to be pulled flat and staked in. So we're going to try that now, and I'm going to put the stakes in, and I'll bring you back once we've got the poles in the center and the other side staked out. Alright, so I got the camera in my hand here, and we're just going to walk around real quick. I did get a little ahead of myself, and I did set it up without showing you guys the stakes, but it's very self-explanatory. I did not guy it out, because it is really pulled nice and tight. Maybe if I was going to be in higher winds, I might guy it out, and I also did not put the stakes all the way in, because I'm just going to pull them right out after this video. So I didn't want to struggle getting them out, but you can see how easy that is. There's your entrance right there. We'll go inside, too. I'll show you what it looks like from inside. But here's the top. Walking around the back here. Let me back you out a little bit. There's the back, pulled nice and tight. And I gotta say, either I'm getting better at setting these things up, or this was fairly easy to set up. You see how nice and even it is. It's nice and tight. No saggy spots or anything. I think the poles really help with that. They are a little bit taller than the standard poles, so they give you that little bit of extra pull there. And again, like I said, I would probably stake it all the way down to the ground, and you will need a ground mat for this tent. There is no base inside. You'll have to put a ground mat down, or you could just build it with twigs or leaves or whatever, or branches, anything you feel comfortable with sleeping on. You could do that this way. Let me take you inside and show you. Let me show you the front first. We'll put the camera down here. Now I staked out one side, because if I want to close this up, I can. Let me move the camera up for you. I staked out, this side here. We can use this side here if we want to close it up. I can close it all the way up and stake it out, or I can just leave the flap like that, and you can see there's lots and lots of room inside here. Let's move inside. Okay. Amazingly enough, it isn't too hot in here. Now this tent is dirty. I will definitely give you that. And again, with surplus stuff, you're going to have situations like that where it's going to be dirty and you're going to need to clean it. You can see there's lots of dirt and mud and stuff, and it's kind of musty and smelly. So now that I've done the video, I am going to take it and wash it. Again, it is a plastic, rubbery kind of polyester with a rubber coating kind of feel to it. So it will be safe to wash. I'm not going to overdo it with detergents or anything. I don't see any holes or any damage to it. Looks to be fairly good. And like I said again, I would put the stakes down all the way across here. I wouldn't leave spaces like that for critters to crawl in. That's just because I'm doing the video here quickly and I want to get it done and pull it right back up. Toss it in the wash. So, pretty pleased with it all in all. So let me back up and we can wrap up the video. So anyway, you see it set up there. That is the Austrian military pup tent. It will need some tweaks. It is a surplus tent. It will come with stuff that maybe wasn't meant to come with. I got the wrong stakes and the wrong tent poles. But it works, and for 24 bucks, and something you could build a half shelter out of for a bushcraft camp, say, or anything like that, definitely a killer deal. I mean, I've seen the USGI wool military ones on sale for $60, $70, so you definitely get a good deal with it. It does have a little more water resistance than those. It is that rubberized kind of plastic feeling to it, so it's definitely nice and water resistant and way lighter. than your USGI shelter half. So anyway, I will give you a link down below where you can pick it up. I got it from Major Surplus and Survival. Really simple, weighs about 5.45 pounds. We're going to see if we can get that weight down a little bit when I get it all in one bag in one box. And that's about it. Anyway, folks, I thank you for watching. Don't forget to check our links down below. We have our Amazon affiliate store down there if you're interested in getting started in some of the items I show here. And there goes my neighbor driving by in his Jeep. If you're interested in getting started in any of the stuff that I show on the channel, you can check that out. If there's nothing in the store you like, just click the link and shop as you normally would, and we thank you. And don't forget to check out our Food for Patriots link down below. That's preparewithiridium.com. Preparewithiridium.com. Now is the time to start getting the food supply in. We have this second wave of chaos coming on. We have an election coming up, all that kind of stuff. I don't like to fearmonger, but it's definitely a time to get some food stock in. And don't forget to check out our Thrive Life as well. For that, we have our freeze-dried food there that we sell on the channel. I particularly love that stuff, so I will be doing more videos on it. I thank you for watching. Stay safe and stay prepared.